Page 95. George was Charlie's mother's boyfriend. She referred to their relationship as a mistake. George would often come home drunk and begin acting violently. There were 3 occasions in the year and a half leading up to the night of the shooting when George beat Charlie's mother so mercilessly that she required medical treatment. She never left George or made him leave. On the night of the shooting, Charlie and his mother were playing cards when George came home very drunk. "Hey, where are you? Hey, where are you?" he shouted when he came in. The 2 adults had argued earlier in the evening because she had begged him not to go out, fearing that he would come home drunk. Now, she looked at him angrily when she saw him standing there, reeking of alcohol. He looked back at her with contempt, and in a flash, he punched her hard in the face. She didn't expect him to hit her so quickly or violently. He hadn't done it like that before. She collapsed to the floor. Charlie was standing behind his mother and saw her head slam against their metal kitchen counter as she fell. George saw Charlie standing there and glared at him coldly before brushing past him toward the bedroom, where Charlie heard him fall noisily onto the bed. Charlie's mother was lying on the floor, unconscious and bleeding badly. He knelt by his mother's side, trying feverishly to revive her. He started crying futilely, asking his mother what to do. He frantically searched for the cloth kitchen towel because he thought it would stop the bleeding. He found it wrapped around a pot on the stove. His mother had cooked black-eyed peas for dinner. He loved black-eyed peas. They'd eaten together before they started playing pinochle, his favorite card game. Charlie was quietly begging his mother to wake up when it appeared to him that she wasn't breathing. He thought he should call an ambulance, but the phone was in the bedroom with George. George had never hit Charlie, but he terrified him just the same. The house was quiet. The only sound he heard was George breathing heavily in the other room. Soon he could hear him snoring. His mother hadn't moved in nearly 15 minutes. Charlie thought his mother might be dying or was maybe even already dead. He had to call an ambulance. He stood up, flooded with anxiety and cautiously made his way to the bedroom. Charlie saw George on the bed, asleep, and felt a surge of hatred for this man. He had never liked him, never understood why his mother had let him live with them. George didn't like Charlie either. He was rarely friendly to the boy. His mother had told Charlie that George could be sweet, but Charlie never saw any of that. Charlie knew that George's first wife and child had been killed in a car accident, and Charlie's mom said that was why he drank so much. In the 18 months that George lived with them, it seemed to Charlie that there had been nothing but violence, loud arguments, pushing and shoving, threats, and turmoil. His mother had stopped smiling the way she used to. She'd become nervous and jumpy, and now he thought, she's on the kitchen floor, dead. Charlie walked to the dresser against the back wall of the bedroom to reach the phone. When he reached the phone, he wasn't sure why he didn't just pick up the receiver. He could never really explain why he opened the dresser drawer. Instead, put his hand under the folded white t-shirts his Mom had laundered and felt for the handgun he knew George kept hidden there. He'd never fired a gun before, but he knew he could do it. Charlie walked over to the bed, his arms stretched out, pointing the gun at George's head. As Charlie hovered over him, the snoring stopped. The room grew very, very, very quiet. And that's when Charlie pulled the trigger. The sound of the bullet firing was much louder than Charlie had expected. The gun jerked and pushed Charlie a step back. He almost lost his balance and fell. He looked at George and squeezed his eyes closed. It was horrible. He could feel himself starting to tremble again. And that's when he heard his mother moaning in the kitchen. He couldn't believe she was alive. He ran back to the phone and called 911. Then sat next to her until the police arrived.